Hi, and welcome to your very own Tech and More. Hope you guys are doing awesome. As part of the ongoing series that is Sales Cloud Concepts to Know as a Salesforce Tester, welcome to the second video. If you haven't watched the first video, that is the introduction, I would strongly suggest that you go and have a look at it so you get the overall perspective of the entire series. Coming back to the topic, we're going to discuss and talk about the concept of lead management in Sales Cloud. As I always try to keep theory as little as possible and practical as much as possible, I'm on the same line. So we're going to just quickly have a look at the main pointers of lead management in this presentation, and then we're going to have a look at them in actuality in Salesforce. Okay, so let's start. Overall, we are going to talk about the process of capturing the leads, qualifying and converting the leads. And of course, before that, we're going to actually talk about what leads actually are, right? Let's start. First of all, who is a lead? Lead, in very, very simple words, is a potential customer. So you keep on receiving these multiple calls from customer executives regarding, selling you a loan, a car loan, a home loan, a credit card, and so on. For them, you are leads. If you say yes, I'm interested to buy this loan or this credit card, then you become a customer for them, right? So any potential customer is termed as a lead. Now, the entire process around the executive calling you, you saying yes or no, and in case if you say yes, the subsequent stages, that is, you might ask for more information, then the salesperson would again interact with you, and then so on. This to and forth goes, and then ultimately you say yes and you pay the money and you become a customer. All this has a complete process that comes under the ambit of lead management, right? So overall, the journey of you starting from the potential customer and actually converting into a customer comes under the ambit of lead management, which is a very, very important part of sales implementation in general. So, as I've already spoken about the concept, we'll go through the definition very quickly. Lead management refers to the systematic process of capturing, tracking, and managing potential customers throughout their journey. It streamlines the sales process by ensuring efficient lead handling and timely follow-up by sales representatives. We have already talked about it. This is just the definition. Now, there are three phases of lead management, starting with lead creation. Just let me zoom this. Starting with lead creation, then you go to lead qualification, and then you go to lead conversion. So start with, you might get a lot of information around that this could be a particular customer, a potential customer. That is when you create that data that comes under the ambit of lead creation. Then lead qualification is basically when you feel that, okay, out of these 100 people that I think can be customers, how many are actual ones? How much is the bad data? So basically, when you qualify someone that yes, this could be, there are more chances for this particular lead to be a customer, that comes under the ambit of lead qualification. And then there's lead conversion. So lead conversion is basically when you say that, yes, the lead has agreed and they have agreed to pay the money and everything, and then you go and convert them. So that comes under the ambit of lead conversion. We'll see all these processes, everything in detail in this video only, but just to give you a gist of it. So these three processes are a very, very critical part of any sales pipeline. And we'll see how this is being implemented in Salesforce using lead management, right? So we'll go one by one. Let's talk about lead creation first. Lead creation involves generating potential customer leads through various methods such as manual entry, web forms, and integrations, and so on. So I'll not waste the time here. I'll just go to the DevOps and I'll show you how lead actually looks like. This is a typical DevOps. If you haven't created one, I would say that go and create a Salesforce DevOps. You just simply need to Google and you'll find the link for it. If you don't, if you have any problems, drop me a comment and I'll help you with it. But as I was saying, you go to your DevOps, you go to Sales Cloud here, and then here, click on new button. As you click on the new button, you will see these multiple fields occurring in front of you, right? Then you have starting with salutation, first name, last name, company, for example. Then you have the lead status, the industry, the lead source, and everything. That this comes under the ambit of lead creation. Let's create a sample lead. So I will create a lead for Mr. Harry Potter because I'm a big, big crazy fan of Harry Potter series. But yeah, so I'm going to write down the company as maybe Ministry of Magic. Okay. And the mobile number could be, of course, some random bad data has to be put in. And then title would be, I would say I'm a senior horror. And the lead source would be, so imagine that you're using a CRM as maybe you're selling a loan to someone and you are a sales representative of a bank and you want to sell this loan. So you're trying to sell this loan to Harry Potter, who's working as a senior audit. So you got this lead or this potential customer from the phone inquiry. So Harry made a call to you, just like that, right? Then industry is something very weird because it's not for real. So I'll keep it as other. And then maybe if I want to add email, I would say harry@mom.com. Then website if you want. And then see, rating is hot, warm, and cold. What does this mean? This could be a question for you that what are the rating values on a lead? This is by default. These are all standard fields, by the way. So you would say that hot, warm, and cold basically talks about the intensity of or the chances of it getting converted. That is what the standard meaning is. That hot means that it's a hot lead, as in there are very good chances for it to get converted. Warm is somewhere in the middle, and cold is that I mean it's a good lead, it has budget there, but the chances of conversion are little less, right? So we'll keep it under hot. The annual revenue you want you can put you want you it's not a mandatory field. Then address you can put in any information. Let's say you say uh, third floor MOM London, something like this. Okay, they're already asking for a city here, so you put London 12344. Country would be UK, and then additional information is, are they interested in any product? You have this list here. Is it a primary lead? I would say yes. And then description is, this is an astounding lead. Let's fetch it. It's like more like comments, right? So this is how you create a lead. So this is what lead creation is. Now, there are different ways of creating a lead. One is that you create it manually from Salesforce. The others are something like this. Just pay attention where my screen is getting highlighted. So uh, you can do it manually, and I'm not written. This is the one that I'm talking about. Sorry, the manual entry. Then you can do it from the form, that is web to lead form as well. And I'll show you that form as well. And then you can do it from third party. Third party basically means that, let's say you bought 100 or 200 set of leads from some organization. Let's say if you're watching this from India, you know about Just Dial. Or if you're not, then in your country you might have some companies that give out data for potential customers. So you buy it from there, and then you're using data loader or using any other feature. You basically import those leads in your org. So this is how the leads can be created. End of the day, the target is to create leads. So it can be you can do it manually. You can do it from form, which we call as web to lead. By the way, I'll not cover it here because it's a topic in itself, but I'll just show you the form as well, and then the third party integration, right? So this is how a lead is created. This covers stage number one, lead creation. The last part of lead creation, that is showing your web to lead form, I'll show it. Just give me a second. Okay, so there you go. I completely agree that this is quite a very static form, but just to show you the gist of it or give you the gist of it, this is how a web to lead form would look like. You have the first name, you have the last name, email, company, city, and so on. Let me put it as maybe Dumbledore, and here, and maybe Dumbledore@abc.com and any random value. And now I'm going to, so you share this link of the form to anyone, they would submit their details, and these details will be automatically captured in Salesforce. That is why web to lead. So basically you create a web form, you fill in the value, and then the lead is created in Salesforce automatically. Let's go and search for it if it is created or not. So do you see Dumbledore T? This lead the information that you gave here has been created here. So this all comes under the ambit of lead creation. So we are done with the concept of lead creation. Now, let's go to the second phase of lead management, that is lead qualification. So you got these hundreds and 500s of records, or maybe you got some entries from web to lead. Now, every entry is not going to be valid, right? And is you yourself think, if you're going to fetch these leads, uh, which are not actually valid, and you keep on putting your effort in all the leads equally, it's going to waste your time, right? So it makes more sense for you to have a process by which you can filter out valid and potential leads from a big data set brought from somewhere, as an example. Now there has to be a way around it, there has to be a method around it. Again, the entire method, creating fields and everything, goes down a long way. And you as a QA, and going back to the actual intent and vision of this playlist, We are only going to talk about the concept of Sales Cloud, which you need to know as a Salesforce tester. So you need not know how to implement things per se. Rather, you just need to know how to, what the entire concept is, that would suffice for you, right? So we're not going to get into a lot of depth of it. We are only going to keep ourselves on the QA front. Now, talking about the parameters, and I was saying that there has to be a mechanism or a way around lead qualification is something the parameters is maybe on the basis of budget, maybe basis on the basis of the authority, on the basis of the need, on the basis of the timing. All these four parameters, when thought of for a lead, would help you to qualify a lead or not. As an example, let's say you have a lead and you feel that, okay, you think on the four parameters, do they have the budget? Am I talking to someone who has the authority? As an example, let me go to the lead that I created. So Harry Potter is a lead. I would say, is Harry Potter the right point of contact for me in Ministry of Magic? Does he have the authority to take decisions, right? Now that's number two. Number three is need. Does Ministry of Magic actually need my banking product right now or not? Number four is timing. That is, am I in the right financial year? Am I in the right quarter? Am I, maybe they have spent everything they wanted to for this financial year. So depending on all these factors, you will say that yes, this lead qualifies for further process and further effort. If not, then you say lead not qualified. So that comes under the ambit of lead qualification. Now, a smarter way would be that you can come up with the concept of lead scoring. So on the basis of all these parameters that have been written above, you sort of come up with a lead scoring concept that if budget is one, if there's budget, you give the rating as one. If there's authority, you give it as one. If there's need, you give it as one. Timing as one. If no budget, no authority, no need, no timing, you give it zero. You get my point, right? So if the scoring is above two, or two or above two, then it's a potential lead. It is good to fetch. If it's less than two, it won't qualify. So that is how you can give the lead scoring as well. But that again goes down the implementation path. So you need not worry about it. For your interview purpose, I think this would suffice. This is what is lead qualification. Okay. Now, and one more thing very quickly, on any lead for you to do the qualifications or maybe creation or maybe any activities, you have these numerous things that you can do on a lead. I did discuss about this in the last video as well, but very quickly, you can create tasks, you can log a call, you can schedule an event with a customer or a meeting, and you can send out an email as well. So these are some things that you can do as a lead. Now, uh, the last part of lead management is lead conversion. So lead conversion is basically all about converting your lead. That is, you had a word with Harry Potter, for example, and Harry says that, you know what, we want your banking product. I think it will add wonders to our organization. So let's go ahead. So you say that, okay, this lead is good. This lead is okay to be converted. So you will basically go here, and I'm sorry, I forgot to add one thing. When it is open and when you're in conversation with Harry, that is when you're going to move the status to working contacted and then click on mark as current status. And then when you say it is converted, you will select this stage and click on select converted status. Now, this pop-up will open up every time. Why is this important? Because every time you have a lead, this lead will now get converted into an account, into an opportunity, and into a contact, right? So because going forward, now lead is, once the customer says yes, they are no more a lead, they are your customers. So you have to have more information, you have to have better hands, hold on them. So you convert it. So you see this button or this line here which says convert lead, right? So you're going to convert it into new account, contact, and opportunity. Now there are two options. One is that you already have an existing account. Maybe there was someone else who was working with Ministry of Magic, maybe Ron Weasley, right? He was working already with the Ministry of Magic, and you already have an account for that. So instead of creating a new one here, you would select an existing one and then search from here. Maybe I'll see for any account if I have Test ABCD, for example. But do I have Ministry of Magic? I don't, right? Let me search it here. It will show no results. So then in that case, I would say create a new account. Same goes with contact. Harry Potter is being used for the first time. So that is why I have the contact. You can add the details here by just clicking on expanding the pop-up. Then you have opportunity. So in opportunity, you want to create a new opportunity. You want to use an existing one. It all depends upon you. I am going to create a new opportunity and I'm going to maybe add the Ministry of Magic and say, ABCD. I honestly cannot think of something right now. So that is how you create an opportunity. Now, if you see here closely, I'm not sure, I won't be able to zoom it, but it says don't create an opportunity upon conversion. There might be some cases then wherein you need not create an opportunity. What it would be, as an example, you feel that yes, Harry Potter is interested in this account, but they say that, you know what, I think we will not be able to fetch it right now. Maybe you try it in the next financial year. So in that case, you want to capture the information. You feel that the client is serious, they have the money, but not right now. So in that case, opportunity is something that has to be fetched. We'll talk about opportunity management as well in the coming videos. But opportunity is something that, okay, the client has said, yes, now we are going to fetch it. We are going to go through the entire process. You feel that, okay, the customer has said that I am interested, but not right now. So there's no point of creating an opportunity, right? So you will select do not create an opportunity, and there will be no opportunity created, but account and contact will be created. But I for now, I'm going to create an opportunity. Now, this becomes a question that the interviewer might ask that, okay, if I'm going to convert uh, a lead, is it possible for me to skip creating an opportunity and just create account and contact? So you will say, yes, it is. And you can give this example, right? You have this status here, record owner, you can change it, and then you click on convert button. Shows you a pop-up which says your lead has been converted. You have the account, you have the contact, and you have the opportunity. And then you will say go to leads. Now, if you notice something, there was go to leads and then the leads record page vanished. This is again a question asked in interviews that what happens after the lead is converted. You will not be able to access the lead on the UI. You can access it from the reports. It stays there in the system for 15 days. But then, I mean, if you want to access it from the UI from here, then it won't be accessible. This again becomes a question. So let me search for Harry Potter. I'm not able to see any Harry Potter record here because once it gets converted, it gets vanished away from the UI, but it doesn't get deleted. It is there in the system. You'll not be able to find it from the UI, but you can use it in the reports, right? That is it. So that becomes a very critical part, or that is what the stage of lead conversion is all about. So these are three major stages of lead management: lead creation, qualification, and conversion. I'm sorry I did not go through the presentation or deck by deck or slide by slide, because once you get into the practical things, so you sort of lose on the theory. But yes, we have covered everything. Don't worry. So the amount of lead management that you need to know as a Salesforce tester has been covered here thoroughly. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the video. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to talk about account management, opportunity management, reports and dashboards, and everything, campaigns and activities in Salesforce. So stay tuned. I'm sure that after this, you watch this playlist, you will have an entire idea around all the Sales Cloud concepts you need to know as a Salesforce tester, and you'll be good to go for the interview. Right. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that this was helpful, and see you in the next video. Bye.